1,000 law enforcement agents and officers, men and women, have been poring over countless amounts of data, of videos, of surveillances, interviews, tracking down every possible lead that came to us.
Right now, the investigation continues with more than 1,000 officers in New Orleans following the deadly terrorist attack early on New Year's Day. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Jim Stratman. The death toll is now up to 15 people following a deadly terrorist attack in New Orleans. That is including the suspect who drove a truck into a crowd in the French Quarter. You can see the seconds before it happened right now on your screen. The suspect has been identified, and this morning police are searching for possible accomplices. ABC's Christiane Cordero is in New Orleans right now with the latest on the investigation.
For much of the day, Bourbon Street has sat quiet, with police barricades keeping it closed. The intersection where the attack happened now washed clean as Louisiana's governor steps behind the police tape to meet with officials. Just over a day ago, a driver in this white pickup truck drove 3 blocks down Bourbon before crashing into a crowd celebrating the new year. At the White House today, President Biden meeting with a Homeland Security team at the Situation Room. At least 15 people were killed, dozens injured. This morning, witnesses tell their harrowing stories of survival.
We were in the middle of the street. The truck was coming right towards us, but luckily we did see it and hear it quickly enough to get ourselves out of the street. But unfortunately, right in front of us, several others did not.
Officials say the driver, who they've identified as 42-year-old Texas-born Shamsuddin Jabbar, got out of the rented truck after crashing, firing at police with an assault rifle. 2 officers were injured. The suspect is now dead. An ISIS flag was seen attached to the back of the truck. Authorities are calling the attack an ISIS-inspired act of terror. Law enforcement tells ABC News the FBI and New Orleans police no longer think there are any other suspects involved in the attack. In light of the attack, the Sugar Bowl game between Notre Dame and Georgia was pushed back from last night to today. The Department of Homeland Security's investigations team is stepping in to help with security. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, New Orleans.
President Joe Biden said the FBI also found social media videos the suspect posted hours before the attack saying that he was inspired by ISIS. You can read more on the findings and accounts from witnesses to the attack in this story on WHAS11.com's homepage. Let's bring in meteorologist Mallory Schnell, who, Mallory, you are tracking some snow in the offing. I think that's what everybody has their eyes on for, even though it's still days away.
Yes, we are keeping our close eye on that potential winter storm that's going to track through the region Sunday into Monday. And I'll have many more details on that coming up in just a moment. But in the meantime, this is kind of the calm before the big storm here. Lots of sunshine out there at this lunchtime hour. Temperatures chilly, but really seasonally chilly for this time of year. In the upper 30s and low 40s across the Louisville metro area. Very similar temperatures across Kentuckiana here. We have mid to upper 30s and lower 40s. It's 41 in Louisville at the airport. 37 in E-Town and Bardstown, 36 in Paoli, 38 degrees currently in Jasper. And wind speeds, they're light today. We're seeing sustained winds anywhere between about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that certainly helps it make it feel a bit better out there, along with all the sunshine that we are seeing on the satellite and radar. So today, one of those days that we call a mix of sun and clouds. We had a period of clouds roll through this morning, more clearing at this lunchtime hour, and more of those clouds will increase from the west as we head into later on this afternoon and evening. Expect those high temperatures to top out in the low to mid 40s, right around climate normals for this time of year. And then later on this evening and tonight, we could see a couple of sprinkles, couple of flurries. Latest model runs not very impressive with this light band of snowfall that may clip through here as we head into the overnight hours. Off to our east very early on Friday, and then tomorrow just going to be a blustery day out there with northwest winds gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour. Now, yes, Sunday into Monday, both weather impact alert days due to this storm system that's going to track through the region, bringing us snow and ice. We'll talk much more about the timing and the impacts coming up in our 7-day forecast.
Thank you very much, Mallory. We'll check back in with you here in a little bit. Now, here at noon, the suspect in a shooting at a Louisville Family Dollar will remain behind bars for now. This morning, 20-year-old Christopher Ewing faced a judge for the very first time. Metro Police arrested him yesterday after they say he confessed to shooting an employee outside the store on Taylor Boulevard in South Louisville. Now, the victim is expected to survive. The judge set Ewing's bond at $250,000, and he is due in court again on January 10th. Also in court this morning, the man accused of stabbing a woman on New Year's Eve. Officers arrested 54-year-old Anthony Thornton, saying he stabbed a woman multiple times on North 44th Street, close to Genesis United Methodist Church. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Thornton pleaded not guilty to charges of assault and wanton endangerment. He is set to remain behind bars for now on a $150,000 bond. Thornton's also expected to face a judge again next Friday. There's an investigation into the drowning death of a baby at a motel room bathtub. It happened around 4:30 yesterday morning at a motel on Airport Hotels Boulevard, which is just off of I-65 near the airport. Police say they immediately started performing life-saving measures on the 3-month-old when they arrived, but it wasn't enough. LMPD says this is currently being treated as a death investigation. And Metro Police are looking for a suspect in a deadly shooting outside a West Louisville club. The LMPD says it happened just before midnight on New Year's Eve at No Haters Motorcycle Club, down on South 36th Street. We're told 21-year-old Michael Lamont Bass was shot in the chest and taken to a local hospital by private means. He died at the hospital. If you have any information, you're asked to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. Dozens of personal items from former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll have been sold at auction. 140 items were added to an annual New Year's Day gun auction in Clayton, Indiana. The money is set to help the state recover more than $3 million in restitution that Knoll owes. You can see at least 2 Rolex watches were sold for $12,000 and $13,000 each. The largest group of items, though, were guns, with Knoll turning over 80 firearms to the Indiana State Police. The auction website shows those sold for from hundreds to thousands of dollars each. Jamie Knoll is currently serving a 12-year prison sentence for 27 felonies related to stealing from New Chapel EMS and the county sheriff's office.